Peter sat at the kitchen table, staring blankly at the newspaper, his mind wandering to the absurdities of daily life in Quahog. Lois bustled around, preparing breakfast, her red hair tied back as she flipped eggs with a practiced hand. "Peter, did you hear what I said? We need to talk about Meg's latest drama," she sighed, placing a plate in front of him. Meg, slouched in her chair with her hat pulled low, muttered something under her breath about how no one understood her. Chris, ever the oblivious teen, shoveled cereal into his mouth, oblivious to the tension. Stewie, perched in his high chair, plotted world domination with a sinister grin, while Brian sipped coffee, rolling his eyes at the family's chaos. The conversation quickly devolved into accusations. Lois pointed at the clogged toilet, demanding to know who was responsible. "Whoever did this needs to shove their hand in there with a glove and fix it," she declared, her voice sharp. Peter glanced at Chris, noticing the fresh sweat stain on his baseball cap. "Hey, Chris, that looks like you've been sweating bullets. You wouldn't happen to be the culprit, would you?" Chris shook his head vigorously. "No way, Dad. I was just reading this thick book for school." Lois turned to Meg next. "Meg, you're always doing weird stuff. Fess up." Meg shrugged defiantly. "Nope, I'm on an eco kick this month. I only do my business outside. Saves water, helps the earth, and yeah, turns a few heads." The family erupted into laughter mixed with disgust. Peter leaned back, chuckling. "Meg, you're as odd as they come." But then the talk shifted to their neighbor's hot new teacher, Miss Schmidt. Chris's eyes lit up. "We're teens, man. Everything's hot if it's not totally gross." Peter nodded enthusiastically. "Yeah, she's a real stunner." Lois raised an eyebrow, but Peter pressed on. "What would you do if you went home with her tonight, Chris?" Chris thought for a moment. "Eat dinner, chat a bit, then head straight to bed." Peter slapped him on the back. "Attaboy, now you're talking sense." Just then, a waiter from the nearby restaurant poked his head in. Wait, no, that was a dream sequence Peter had. In reality, they were still at home, but the phone rang with news of a table opening up at their favorite spot. "Perfect timing," Lois said, grabbing her purse. As they headed out, Peter felt a wave of self-consciousness wash over him, his beer belly protruding more than usual. "I didn't say it was definite," he mumbled to no one in particular, defending some half-remembered argument. Outside, they bumped into their quirky neighbor, Agent 555, who was chasing a stray dog. "Not on my watch, fella," he yelled, diving dramatically. Music swelled in Peter's imagination as he pictured epic chases, but reality snapped back when they arrived at the diner. The place was buzzing with DoorDash orders. "We can't serve walk-ins because we're prepping a massive delivery," the cashier explained. Peter grumbled, "How do you even handle that? Just toss stuff in bags and ask every guy if he's Dave." The family waited impatiently, feeling like second-class citizens. Shifting scenes in Peter's mind, he thought about jobs and passions. "A job's more than work if you love it," he pondered aloud. Quagmire, popping in uninvited, boasted, "I'm a pilot because I love the thrill." But then talk turned to Mr. Appett's nephew, a fat guy consultant. "What does that even mean?" Lois asked. The nephew explained, "I'm Brad Pitt's weight gain coach. Teach him to think, eat, and live like a slob." Peter perked up. "We get to meet Brad?" Soon, an overweight Brad Pitt waddled in, and the family gasped. "Oh my God," Meg whispered. Flashback to ancient Israel, or was it the break room at work? Peter imagined biblical scenes while staring at the corkboard notices. "Peter, what are you doing here?" Lois asked when she found him at the grocery store job. "You said get a job, so here I am. Plus, I mess with the Wells Fargo dudes." He mimicked depositing a candy bar. "Another 100 grand?" the teller joked. Peter laughed, feeling at home in the chaos. Tom Tucker's mustache came up next in conversation. "Having one is like a sacred oath," Peter declared, stroking his imaginary one. "I'm proud of you for trying," Lois said sarcastically. But then outrage. "He can't peddle predatory loans." Peter ranted about reverse mortgages. "It's slick, but if you can't pay, they take your house." The family nodded, united against injustice. Joe's Mother's Day gift arrived, a thermometer that spouted trivia in his voice. "It's 76 degrees. Morgan Freeman is left-handed." "Mildly interesting," Brian quipped, but the vacation spot depressed them. "This isn't what I hoped for," Lois complained. Peter tried to cheer her. "Flight back in a week. Let's make fun." But tensions rose. "You're supposed to be the alpha, Peter," Lois yelled after he left her behind in a race. Did you hear about Anne Heshe? Sad, Peter deflected poorly. Tragedy struck in Peter's daydream. Your husband is in a coma, the doctor said. To break it to the kids, an EDM DJ blasted, Your father's gonna die. Music pounded as the family reacted in shock. Stewie, meanwhile, planned his escape to a new life, bumping into religious symbols. Rosary on the doorknob means do not disturb, he noted. Biblical parody ensued. Noah, build an ark, God commanded. What's a cubit? Noah asked, mimicking Bill Cosby. In Italy, a marriage arrangement. Meet the Boyardee boy, best canned pasta maker. The groom panted, out of breath from sodium headache. Haven't peed in 36 hours. Juliet sighed. Let our houses join like beef and ravioli. Movie night with Lois. Thanks for taking me, Peter. But Principal Shepard interrupted. Fakes can be spotted. Then the Quahog pie cook-off announced. This is my chance for a legit award, Peter beamed, recalling Chris's casino job. No more bets. The money for your kids is gone. Teen drama parody, spread by cat feces, Brian warned, scaring customers. Peter fought back. If it's a fight, I'll squash you. But TV switched to Blossom's future. She gets a PhD, makes millions. You lose hair and go bankrupt. Prison musings with Joe. Wall Street's free, but we're locked up. Thanksgiving closed courts, 5 days in. Make the best of it, Peter suggested. At dinner, Stewie exploded. Shut up! Sleepless from Santa trauma, he listed happy words to counter anger.